$30 yes or no, 30, 25 now, 7 up and 7 now, now 30 now, $30 now, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, 32 and a half, did you say it there, 32 and a half, everybody else, 32 and a half, 30's over here now, 32 and a half, now 32 and a half, right over here, $30, 113.
Lot number 55, you gotta come on.
Just under the bridge at Holly Road and State Streets, you'll find the city's municipal warehouse and the City of Milwaukee Country Store auction. There were over 1,300 items at the June auction, conducted by a professional auction company under contract with the city. There's no cost to get in or register, but you do have to register in order to bid. All items are sold with no guarantees.
I'll give you the terms here quick one more time, so you understand what's going on. You are buying everything as is, where is, and how is. There's absolutely no warranties expressed or implied. We give you the good old Tennessee warranty. If it breaks in half, we guarantee you get to keep both halves.
About 95% of the property that I received in from the to the country store is mostly from stolen, unclaimed property, and some is from drug related. And when I do the other 5% comes from the city surplus.
25 way in the background now, 27 up and 27 and a half. Sold it back there, $25. You're the winner here. Hold your card at 103, 103.
Prior to the auctions, the country store, as it was known, was open on the first Wednesday of every month. And the citizens and our customers were allowed to come into the store and purchase what they wanted to purchase at a reasonable price. But of course that took more administrative time and cost and manpower, and so in 1992 we looked at the operation and decided it would be more efficient to do this by way of auctions.
35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here now, 40 now, $40, $40, yes or no, $40, 40. I have 35 here now, $40, $40, sold it out, $35 right there, number is 110.
Well, we do it because the mayor and the common council of the city of Milwaukee are very committed to running an efficient and a cost-effective government. And this is one way of taking usable goods and generating revenue from the sale of them.
Stereo equipment, cellular phones, power drills, gun cases, cameras, office equipment, baseball bats, and much more. The city surplus and miscellaneous police department unclaimed property always includes hundreds of bicycles.
35, 35 and 40. Would you bid me $40? Anyone bid me 40, bid a 40, bid a 40, bid a 40? Low out $35. 66, 66.
It's good for the community because some parents really can't go out and purchase the kids a new bike during the summer, and they can come here and maybe pick up a bike for $25, $30.
There were nearly 400 bikes at the public sale this time, nearly 600 during the first auction in May. Many are new and expensive and were stolen. They are only at the public auction because they were not licensed, and police could not return them to their owners.
I know a lot of times when the parents bring the kids here to purchase a bike, I just tell them they could go to any district station to have the bike registered.
Otherwise, they might end up back here again.
And some of them do end up back here again.
Nobody not 20, yes, nobody not 20, now 22 and a half. Hey, 22, nobody not 22 and a half. Everybody else, 22 and a half, 22 and a half. Sold it out, $20 there with the Philly hat on.
In 1997, the net revenue was over $347,000 from the 5 auctions. And so you can see that this benefits taxpayers by lowering their taxes, and the taxpayers and our customers are able to obtain reasonable, usable goods at a good price, and sometimes they obtain a little bit of the city of Milwaukee itself. They can sometimes buy things that the city has used, fire hydrants, police call boxes, things of that nature drafting tables, furniture that the city may use. Those are sometimes sold.
47 and a half, now 50, now 50, now 50, 50 there, now 52 and a half, now 55, 55, 57 and a half, now 60, now 62 and a half, $60. Anybody else want to get that 60? Sold it out there. Sold it out there. 70, here to buyer.
It's not too late to get in on the fun and the bargains. There's another country store auction, a year-end cleanup with bicycles, miscellaneous, and much more on September 26th at the Municipal Warehouse, and a vehicle auction October 10th at the Summerfest grounds. For more information, call 286-3501.
To me, what's really interesting is, you come here and especially for a person who never attended an auction and don't really know, how it works, and just, looking at the the way they bid on, certain items, and it's just, to me, it's a fun game.
Hey, 25, ooh, the breeze feels good. 25 and a half, 25, 25 and a half, 25, oh, give me 10. We gotta go with someplace. 10 there, 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, now 20, now 20, now 20, but not 20, yes, sir, 20 there, now 22 and a half, 25. You can't buy it on the way home. 25, 25, now 27 and a half. Hey, 27, now 27 and a half, we're only 25 here now. 7, 27 and a half. Sold it out, $25, number 80.
This summer, hundreds of youngsters from Milwaukee's inner city did something they had never done before. They learned how to sail a boat on Lake Michigan, thanks to the Milwaukee Community Sailing Center, established in 1979 to bring the sport to as many people as possible.
But everyone can come down, learn how to sail, take some boating safety courses, and then what the Sailing Center does is we maintain a fleet of boats that people can come and use once they've shown a proficiency. So we're making the great asset of Lake Michigan. It makes Milwaukee a unique city in the Midwest, and we're making it available to the people of the greater Milwaukee area.
The experience this day is being given to about 60 Milwaukee inner-city youngsters from a summer education and recreation program. Before heading to the water, a lesson in water safety.
A lot of kids aren't taught water safety rules, so we brief them on how to stay safe around the water.
What are some of those rules?
Wearing a life jacket, always being with a buddy, never venturing in unguarded areas or unsupervised areas, never going in water that you're not familiar with, and just introducing them to concepts about life jackets, about the boats they're going to be going on. A lot of kids have never been on Lake Michigan, so we just try to prepare them for their sailboat ride.
Located in Veterans Park, the Community Sailing Center is a nonprofit organization that offers many sailing programs. Some charge a fee, but many people enjoy the experience at no cost.
All right, this is group 1. Okay, let's go down and we'll meet your skipper. And you have to listen to the captain of the boat. He's also called the skipper. Bill, you ready? We got a group for you. Most of them are a little fearful at first. Did you hear, they're a little tentative getting on board, but usually after the ride they've enjoyed it and they've been introduced to Lake Michigan. They realize there aren't sharks out there, and it's a fun way to enjoy the lakefront, which is real close to a lot of people. They've never really experienced it, so. We try to have 6 with 1 supervisor, and that's a pretty safety ratio of adults to youth. And then the boats, we wanted it small enough, we don't want to overload the boats, that kids can enjoy actually taking the tiller or the main sheet and having a chance of sailing. If there's too many people on it, you really can't take turns, and we want them to have fun while they're out on the water.
Well, we do this many times throughout the summer months. We have a lot of community outreach programs. We'll probably do 25 to 30 different agencies and groups like today's throughout the summer months. We also do disabled groups, working closely with Easter Seals, Independence First, and other agencies like that, trying to raise the quality of life of all people in Milwaukee, get them sailing on the lake, and being able to access and getting familiar with these types of things. Most of the programs that we run here are at no cost. We have a lot of fundraisers and activities that we do throughout the year to sponsor these types of activities. We have a big sailors ball every March, where we'll have a silent auction and a dinner, dance, and that type of stuff, and that'll raise the funds so we can afford to pay for these types of programs. All of the people who are sailing today are our Sailing Center staff or volunteers. All of our staff are U.S. Sailing qualified. They're qualified instructors. They've all been through U.S. Sailing Level 1 training. U.S. sailing is the national governing body of sailing in the United States as set forth by the United States Congress.
Oh, there's a whole sailing terminology, nomenclature it's called, and we don't too much on their voyage. We'll say, you know, grab the tiller, the stick that steers the boat, and we reinforce it once we say a word. We sort of describe what it is so they can succeed, and, you know, hopefully they learn a couple of terms while they're out there. But we mainly stress the experience, trying it, feeling, you know, seeing how the boat moves and enjoying it.
The Milwaukee Community Sailing Center offers sailing programs for all ages, group lessons or one-on-one. You can call them at 277-9094. The center leases its land from Milwaukee County. Other than that, there is no official connection with government. But the center, with its special programs for the disabled and the disadvantaged, complements the city's effort to improve the quality of life for all of its residents.
Well, it's something that makes Milwaukee unique. It's a great opportunity for the people to be able to use and utilize the natural resources that are available to them. Lake Michigan is obviously the great natural resource for the city of Milwaukee, the state of Wisconsin, the county of Milwaukee, and our program is designed to get people enjoying that, enjoying the ability to be on the lake safely, knowledgeably, and just having fun in Milwaukee, making it a unique experience for them.
Well, how was it?
Fun.
What did you like the best?
Touch in the water and wave and do this.
You ever do that before?
No.
Okay, who's going to be a sailor?
Me.
The new Midwest Express Center is a combination of Old World Milwaukee on the outside, New World state-of-the-art technology on the inside. Funded primarily through hospitality sales taxes, the center with its distinctive European look covers 2 city blocks.
Well, the Midwest Express Center is a source of great pride for the people of Milwaukee, Milwaukee County, and the state of Wisconsin. It was built without using any property tax dollars. Unlike the old arena and the auditorium and the current Mecca, it will, over the long run, generate a lot of people, visitors, create a lot of jobs, and also act as a tremendous economic stimulus.
I think it's going to be one of the crown jewel of the downtown area. Signals beginning of a renaissance and refurbishing of downtown, along with the downtown development district. It's very, very positive for the city of Milwaukee.
Even before entering the building, visitors will be able to enjoy wide pedestrian-friendly sidewalks and attractive landscaping, including public art that offers a bit of Milwaukee history.
So there's a lot of neat things that they've taken that were used here in the past, like the call boxes for the police, the fire boxes, the stop signs and stoplights. So over history, or over time, they've taken these and used them for history.
The main entrance is this 3-story atrium, which will offer public space containing a visitor's information center. The Wisconsin Center District is the owner and operator of the center. President Dick Geyer took us on a tour as finishing touches were underway, starting in the lobby area off the ballroom.
Right. This lobby has a lot of enthusiasm with clients that are coming in here because you can use it for registrations, you can use it for cocktail parties. There's some beautiful sayings and information about the state and the history of the state in these writings, so it's kind of fun to just stand around and read what is really here, and it's beautiful sayings that have been here in the state for many years. So you have that capability, and we have the different entrances here, and we go into the ballroom, and there's 3 different areas to walk into with a capacity of over 3,100 for a sit-down banquet. So that's kind of nice. We're about the 10th largest in the country for that type of event that you can sit people down for dinner.
The first floor and mezzanine level provide up to 28 meeting and breakout rooms that can accommodate 25 to 600 people. The entire center provides visitors with the high-tech features conventions demand, which can include 2,400 phone lines, 1,500 computer stations.
One of our main areas is our main telecom room, which is in the basement of the facility. And that's essentially our D-mark for all telecommunications in the building. Sure. Essentially what makes us technically elite building is the infrastructure of the building itself, which alludes to the high-speed copper and fiber optic cabling throughout the building. that allows us to basically put type of electronics on either end of that cabling to push whatever type of signal or medium throughout the facility.
Integrating the works of local and national artists into the structure was a priority. As one example, a precast concrete ribbon forms a bus shelter on the outside and flows inside where it can be used as a bench.
There again, you don't have just the convention center look. There's something different in the ambience of having people to come in here and you stand around for 15 or 20 minutes before your session starts. There's all types of words that they can look at and sayings from people that are from the state of Wisconsin. There's wordings on the walls to read. There's different paintings and mosaics. It's just wonderful that you can spend time looking at the facility inside instead of just waiting for your convention to take place. The old days, you had the breweries, and what they call these palm gardens, where people would come in and sit and have a beer and some cheese or whatever. We thought we'd add these palm trees to give that concept from many, many years ago, and that's why the palm trees are in here. And they look beautiful, and it fits right into the whole atmosphere of the inside of the facility. Okay, you're now on the third level entrance to the exhibit hall. In other words, we have escalators from level 1 all the way up to level 3, and elevators that can get the clients or the individual groups up here at a very easy pace. No pressure, there's lots of room. And this area here is quite large. It gives you a panoramic concept that you're not just entering a hall, you're coming into this is the ambience of a hotel. In other words, you have that look of a nice hotel, and you come in, you can go into the exhibit hall from this level. Basically park 2 747s up here right now, you know, and they could be in here using the facility 30 foot high on the floor, on 30 foot on center is boxes on the floor, and in those boxes is power, the technical ability for the internet connect, the telephone lines, you name it, we can take care of that capacity of that booth as they need it. On the corners, as you see here, as you're panning your room, you will see video walls, we call them, and we sell that to the client. And that'll generate revenue for us and add another dimension to the convention business. So it's kind of nice.
While convention goers are enjoying the center, the staff will be able to carry out its duties in the wide hallways and preparation areas in the building's interior.
Down through this hallway, as I said, we have plenty of room for our staff working together with the food and beverage division, and also for storage of chairs and tables and that. We have plenty of room for that. Over this way is the kitchen area. We're entering the kitchen area now, where all of the prep area is for the different banquets that we're going to hold. We can handle up to 9,000 people for different functions here at one time, any given time. So we have wonderful opportunities for just about any type of food function that is needed. It's not just convention food anymore, it's client food and what they want, from chicken fingers to shrimp. We can do it.
Also out of public view, the loading dock area, hidden on the third level off of 6th Street. The center has already helped spur new business in residential developments. Convention bookings are running ahead of the pace of recent years. It's expected to create several thousand jobs and an increased annual economic impact of $100 million.
This is going to really be a very positive thrust, and I believe will stimulate even more development. And hopefully, along the way, we might get another major hotel or two, and that will certainly create even more jobs and tax base.
For those cities that we used to lose business to, i.e. the Minneapolis and St. Louis and Cincinnati and Columbus and Cleveland, we are competing with them, I would say, on a level playing field now.
The 25-year-old Mecca Convention Hall will be demolished to make way for the second phase of the convention complex. Scheduled to be done by the end of 1999, it will be built while the first phase, a big hit with the community, is open for business. The July search for a young boy who slipped and fell into the Menominee River ended as many do, with a tragic result. But not because of a lack of training or effort on the part of the fire department's dive rescue team.
This search and rescue operation has been, we've gone through this in training many times. The dive rescue team trains every month. Everybody on duty, every member of the team is required to attend these training sessions, and they go through all different types of rescue, including river rescues like this, in the lake, boats overturned, whatever it may be. And so they're well versed and trained in this type of operation.
There are about 40 firefighters on the dive rescue team, the oldest special team in the department. Training goes on in the heat of summer and the cold of winter.
We've managed to come up with some techniques that work pretty well. We have some ladder apparatus that we even have on some of our ladder equipment now that have inner tubes tied in with them that can be slid out on the ice, and where our guys can at least get something to a person quickly before the dive team gets there. Once the dive team reaches the scene, we have a long ramp that we can use to put out on the ice, and we can actually walk out, and if the ice breaks while they're out there, that gives them the safety stability that they need to be able to work out there without falling into the water themselves. Now during the summer, when we can actually get in the rivers and the lake area, then we can emphasize more of the actual search pattern type of effect, where we have a certain technique we follow to do that. And of course there's obstacles in the rivers and that, guys get tangled up in things, and we want to see how they're going to react when that problem would present itself in a training situation, so if it happens in an actual dive incident, that they're comfortable and know what to do. It's probably one of the more difficult issues that we deal with the swift water rescue. Water is moving at such a rapid pace, and it's very dangerous not only for anybody that's playing or doing something near those rivers and creeks, but also for the rescuers themselves. Unfortunately, we've had a couple situations over the past couple years where it's been too late. We haven't been able to reach the children fast enough, and it's just unfortunate. The best thing is to get the message out that the kids stay away from those areas, especially when we've had rainstorms where the water is really dangerous.
Call it a jet ski, a personal watercraft, or a wave runner, it's also one of the newer tools in the dive rescue team arsenal. The machines, which are donated annually to the city, provide another method of rapid response.
A lot of the local fire departments are getting these machines and coming up with ways to get people out of the water in a really expedient manner, and that's what we're simulating here today.
Which side do you want me to start at? Make a left turn around the barrel. You start on the right, you turn around it to the left. Then you go to this one, then to the green one. Left, left, right, right, right. Yeah. Okay, try it again. No, actually go to that corner.
Well, the machines we have are loaners. They're from Wilson Sports in Palmyra, and at the end of the season, they will turn them back in and they'll sell them. But we have the use of them for the season for rescue work. Well, today we set up two different courses. One course is a agility and maneuvering course to see how well the operators can get the machine around. They don't have brakes, obviously, like a car, so you don't want to run into something or someone else or a victim in the water. You have to control your speed while you're going around different objects. And the other course is set up, we're going to use for a rescue, pick up survivor in the tow sled and bring them back to the beach. We think we can use this technique to get lots of people out of the water quickly to the beach and just keep shuttling them back and forth by doing it that way. See, we have the ability now where we can launch these things almost anywhere. We've got lifting straps, we can drop them right off of a bridge. With enough firefighters, we can just pick them up and just carry them right into the water, drop them in. We can zip out really quick as opposed to having to launch a boat. It's very time consuming to have to put a boat in the water, get it off the trailer. This way we can fly right out there and pick them up.
Occasionally, firefighters must respond to situations which are not the norm, such as flooding from the severe storms in June of 1997.
They had people in their homes that needed to get out or were scared and wanted to get out, and so we took our inflatable watercraft and went up and down the streets, either assuring people or helping them get out. We had some of our divers in their wetsuits carrying people to safety, and it was quite an operation. And like I said, it's something our divers don't always get called upon, but it was just another, I guess, flexibility of the dive team that they were able to accomplish a lot in that situation.
Whether it's flooding in the streets, a search for a drowning victim, or any other emergency, Milwaukee is fortunate to have firefighters with special training in water rescue.
You know, we've got Lake Michigan out here with a lot of boating activity. We've got the river system that runs through the city, and then plus we got the sewer creek system that carries a lot of water at times, especially during stormy weather. We know that unfortunately that people get into these riverways and they call upon us to help them out.
and they are ready to respond. And as qualified as the dive rescue team and all firefighters are, they never stop training.